Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Global Coherence Pulse. Gosh, I can see Louise and Sally and wow, look at everybody, Cheryl and Marianne. Please put your name in the chat and where you're calling in from. We always seem to circle the globe in a beautiful way on these Global Coherence Pulse calls. So welcome. My name is Teresa Collins, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Global Coherence Pulse. And we have an exciting session today with Theo Grace, who's one of our, we call him like a house musician for the Global Coherence Pulse, but he's always been such an incredible thought leader that I wanted to bring him in and let him take us on a journey into sound today. So I hope that today is nourishing for you, that you give yourself this hour and a half to just like relax and open your heart and get nourished. That's certainly what I'm going to do. I decided to be on my couch today instead of over on my desk. So take a moment to put your name in the chat. Also, if you have the Global Coherence app, it's optional. You don't have to have it. But if you do, you can click the Global Coherence Pulse group and put yourself on the map. It's one of the tools that we can use to start, helping science tell the story about the power of our collective coherence. So I'm going to join the session, not with the sensor today, because I don't want to be distracted. But when you join, you get this beautiful little pulsing that just kind of keeps us going. So if you have that, and if you don't, you'll learn more about it. And it's mostly the power and quality of your presence is what you bring. So I am going to do a little slideshow because I wanted to set a bit of a context on this special Pulse Day, and you'll see why when I am sharing the video. Some of you might be new, and if you're new, please let us know in the chat that you're new so that this community that's been growing now for many, many years can welcome you into this space, into this loving space of coherence. All right. So I am going to do this little slideshow. Let's share my screen. We had a little technical difficulty in the beginning with my friend who usually plays the video for us and all of that. So we didn't have that today, but it's okay. Right? Here we go. So we believe, right, in the Global Coherence Pulse, we believe that we all exist in a global field of consciousness. And we're remembering this, we're awakening to it, like our cells are beginning to know it at deeper and deeper levels. And we're also learning through our Friends with Heart Math and through our own experience that what we feed the field matters. And it's shaping our experience every day with every choice, and it fuels our collective future. Are we feeding the field today with fear or concern or frustration or a reaction, or are we taking a breath in the face of whatever we're facing and feeding the field with love and compassion and care, forgiveness, empathy? Like, we're in a time where there is so much happening, so much chaos, so much breakdown. And at the same time, as we rest in our hearts and breathe and share love, there's so much good emerging. And this quote is also at the foundation of the Global Coherence Pulse. I heard this 30 years ago, and in my cells, I knew that there would become a moment in our future when our collective coherence would be needed. And I believe that's right now. And this quote, when a complex system is far from equilibrium, which I believe we are, small islands of coherence in a sea of chaos have the capacity to lift the entire system to a higher order. It's like a key to how we shift from where we are now to a future that's equal to our potential that we can't even imagine with our thinking mind. So the Global Coherence Pulse was formed to support us to pulse the field with more coherence more often, to bring sustained coherence into our daily lives. And we brought together all kinds of partners and really became a citizen science initiative along with HeartMath to help tell the story of our potential as we pulse the planet together, and to also in every month pulse the planet with our love. And today marks our 5-year anniversary. That's why I wanted to do a little slideshow, set the context, but also say we've been showing up every month and sometimes more for the last 5 years, building a field of coherence in community that I know has a huge impact on what's happening in the world. And we can use that energy to support us to sustain coherence in our lives. So 5 years, yay for us. Kaylin, could you let people in? There's a bunch in the waiting room. I'll just do that right now. There we go. Welcome everybody that's just coming in. All right. And so every month we come together, and let's just start right now. Like, we place our attention in our hearts. We allow ourselves to relax and allow this 90 minutes to nourish us. We connect with all of the other people around the world who are choosing to step into this moment and to relax and pulse love into the field. And we're really creating a rich and dynamic field that's available to us all the time. And every month we send a ripple of this love out into the field from the center of our own hearts, out into the field of our community, and out into the field of the world. And with our partnership with HeartMath, we have the ability to kind of learn more about our coherence and to kind of see visibly as we come online and we offer our presence into these. And through HeartMath and the Global Coherence app, we can help love go viral. That's one of our jobs this year. And this is a new something that's happening. And I think because of the 5 years that we've been coming together and the proof in the pudding, as they say, that the GCP, which is the Global Consciousness Project, is now going to be tracking the impact of the global coherence pulses on the collective field as part of the science experiment. And the reason that they're choosing the Global Coherence Pulse, I think, because Roland tells us over and over again, he's the director of research, that it's not the numbers of people that gather, but the quality of the coherence of the people gathering that has the greatest impact. So today and every time that we join together, we have the opportunity to not only register our impact on the field, but make that visible to more and more people so that we can help love go viral. And these are the global sensors they have. They're all around the globe now, and they're tracking every day. You can go on the website, GCP2, and see how things are going. So what we feed the field matters. That's a really important point of the Global Coherence Pulse, that every moment of every day, every choice, we have an opportunity to feed the field with love. And it shapes our experience every day. We know it. We know that is happening, and it fuels our collective future. So before I bring Theo on, who's going to take us on a journey into our musical bodies today, I want to invite us just to stop and place our attentions on our hearts. Just be right here, right now, in your space, on behalf of the whole, present. And breathe in and out of your heart to continue to allow you just to relax and be right here, right now. Slowing your breath just a little bit so you can settle in. And then lastly, evoke a positive feeling. It could be love, it could be compassion, it could be gratitude. Anything that bubbles into your heart right now. Breathe that feeling into every cell of your being. Radiate that feeling into your environment all around you. And as we let this energy ripple out, we are creating a shared field of all of those feelings to hold us and nourish us and uplift us while we take this journey into our musical bodies and into the power of sound. So thank you for joining on the 5th anniversary of the Global Coherence Pulse. I'm so excited that you're all here today and that we get to be with Theo Grace and the Alchemy of Sound. Theo, I'm going to bring you in, add your spotlight. Theo, I love you so much. Theo's a dear friend of mine. He is a colleague. He's a partner on the evolutionary journey of our awakening. You've really inspired me in so many ways, Theo, with your music and with your presence. And I was just so excited that this year that we got to have you as our guest and our guide to take us into a deeper place. And I'm gonna read your bio for people so that they can kind of feel you in this presence. But Theo's music is deeply informed by his own spiritual journey. That's what you're going to feel today in all of the lyrics that he is sharing and all of the things that he radiates from himself, conveying a message of awakening, freedom, and empowerment, drawing from ancient wisdom, modern philosophy, his acoustic pop medicine songs. I love that. That's like such a great description. Carry a devotional tone, serving as a sonic time capsule of transformational aspirations. I love that. When I read that yesterday, when you sent that to me, I think that's true. Like your music just has us aspiring to something more because we can feel those words that you're sharing resonating deep into our hearts. So, Theo, thank you for being here today and joining us. And I can't wait to sit back on my couch and enjoy this journey with you. And we can't hear you. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
There we go. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, well, first I want to say happy anniversary
Yay.
to you, to us, to the whole community. What a journey it's been. I've been here for a lot of it, and it's so beautiful to see it unfold and just grow and spread. And this, the heart of this coherence, just like you just keep coming back to this, the core of what it is. And it's so simple and it's so beautiful, but it's growing and it's spreading. And just want to say thank you to Kaylin, who's been here on the journey for so long too, just holding down the sound and the tech. It's like it's really, really important, and just so grateful for you, brother,
Yeah.
and
Thank
just everyone who's contributed to this, journey and been here for the ride. It's such a blessing to offer this to the community. So thank you, T.
Yeah, thank you, Theo. Well, take us away. I'm excited about our journey today.
All right. So, there's lots I could say about what we're going to experience and explore, but my intention isn't so much to deliver a bunch of information, even though it will be full of like some science and information, but like to trigger like a childlike wonder. Because when I think of sound and music, I have so many more questions than I have answers. And it's just one of the greatest mysteries. And all the way from how a song can make you feel and change your day, to how the pyramids were built. I'm pretty sure they were using far advanced technologies and using some mysterious anti-gravitational sound. Who knows? It's still just like, it just makes me wonder, like, How were those built? How did all this get here? And it's all rooted in sound and frequency. And then we have this wonderful mystery of the voice and the human voice. And we're gonna touch on that a little bit. So I think let's just dive right in. And I'm gonna share my screen. And here we go. Okay. So the alchemy of sound. The journey into the magic of sound. This is what we're going to dive into. And I hope you can all see that. And I have the chat open, so please, share any reflections or questions you have along the way, and we'll have a moment to explore those. But first, I just want to, continue the presence and the heart-centered breathing, and just invite you to stay in that as we journey in here. And first, where we're going to start, where else but the beginning? And the beginning in infinity is always the new, next moment. This is infinity unfolding. And the core and the ground of this whole creation is stillness. And so let's just take a moment to honor the stillness. And what is the stillness but the awareness that we each have, we all share in this beautiful, mysterious, open space that is awareness. And so I just want to take a moment to tune in with that. Tune in with the part of you that's aware of all this life, all this vibration. The one at the core who's just noticing it. Because in the beginning, there is stillness, and that stillness is awareness. And that stillness stretched from a singular, formless spaciousness in and bounced itself and started bouncing itself off itself and relaying itself here and there, up and down, above and below, creating dimension and space and oscillations and breath. Our closest, most intimate connection to the coming and going that is the world of form is our breath. So just take a moment to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And that is the essence of sound. That is the world of duality that our awareness has stretched itself to be. And everything we see, all the planets spiraling around the sun, all the magnetics, the electromagnetics, the elements, the molecules, the protons, all of this, everything is oscillating. Everything is spinning up and down, in and out, and around a central point of stillness. And music does not exist without silence. You don't get music without silence, because everything's just coming in and going back out. And so I just want to honor that stillness one more time with a breath at the center of everything. And when you breathe in, let out a little hum and feel your own voice. Feel that vibration of your own sacred voice this mysterious, magical bridge between the soul and the world of form. So I'm going to share a song. If you could fade out the music. I'm going to share a song to honor the stillness. Is that me playing the music? That is me playing the music. Awesome. Okay, so this song is a poem based on a poem by T.S. Eliot. And it's just to honor the stillness that is dancing. Is this point that of almost nothingness, but everythingness that stretched itself in all these different directions and creates the dance and the mysterious beauty and wonder of everything we experience in this world. I am the darkness that is the light. I am the stillness. I am the darkness that is the light. I am the stillness that is dancing, dancing. I am the darkness that is the light. I am the stillness. I am the darkness that is the light. I am the stillness that is dancing, dancing. Taller than a mountain, wide like a sky, deeper than an ocean, longer than time, falling like a fountain, born to fly out beyond my horizon into the night, where she sings for you. She sings the whole night through. She sings for you. She sings. I am the darkness that is the light. I am the stillness. I am the darkness that is the light. I am the stillness. So as a product of the stillness stretching beyond itself and into all these miraculously dynamic and infinite variations of frequency. So everything is just this way and that. It's going that way and coming back. And the speed at which it does that creates a particular kind of form. And Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And he understood something in a scientific way that not many people do, or we're catching up to what he understood, I think. And so cymatics is this amazing, if you look at this image here, this blue image, this is a static image of a titanium garden bell, which I'm going to play for you in a moment. But this image, when you look up the cymoscope, if someone could type cymoscope into the chat, the cymoscope is a miraculous device that can show us the effect of sound on matter. And specifically, this image is water. It's the way that sound moves through water and vortexes. And this is the bell. I'll play it for you. You look up the cymoscope, you'll be able to see on some YouTube videos the way the sound, it's incredibly dynamic. All these little, and it's the way the light is moving through the water, and the sound is vortexing through the water. It's one of the most miraculous things I've ever seen. And this is the sound that we can hear. We can hear our voice, but it's this invisible thing. So to be able to see it is just incredible. And you can feel the voice. You can feel vibrations. We can feel vibrations in our body. So if you just take a deep breath in and hum on the way out and feel, feel the vibrations in your body. The sound is impacting the form. And the cymoscope is this revolutionary revealing, in the same way that I love how Nassim kind of opened my mind and blew my world open, and talked about how the sun and the planets aren't just spiraling around the sun and in a static state. The sun is vortexing and spiraling through the galaxy, circling around the center of the galaxy, and all the planets are spiraling around, like in this image here. And so sometimes we think of sound in this 2D way, because all we have are these, up until now, is these two-dimensional replications. If you've ever seen a waveform, it's kind of like an up and a down, and that's what I was taught in school and in science. But every sound coming out, from our throat or from an instrument is actually a bubble of these cymatic just intricacies that are rippling through the air in these incredibly dynamic and complex ways. And so what the cymoscope reveals is that everything, like the planets and the stars, is that everything is circular, spherical, and vortexing in and through itself and off itself in a toroidal motion. And it's a wonderful miracle. So I want to touch on the mystery of the voice, and something that was discovered by the doctor who studied cannabis, actually. He found the THC molecule, and what he found is that there are these endocannabinoids, which means we produce our own cannabinoid-like substances. And one of the ways they found in this study here, if you can look it up, but they found that the euphoric feeling uh, after running is at least in part due to increased endocannabinoids. So when you run, you exercise, you're generating your own drugs, which is why you feel good. And they found that singing can increase, actually only singing in this one study was found to significantly improve positive mood and emotions. So when I discovered this, I started just humming and singing to myself like all day long. And I encourage you to do the same. To just, we're going to do a little meditation here where we're just going to hum for a little bit to a backtrack to a song. And we're just going to, because what it's doing is it's not only stimulating the vagus nerve, but which is, when you stimulate the vagus nerve, you kind of make yourself, you regulate your nervous system, you generate these endocannabinoids, and I'm pretty sure in groups it's even more amplified. Anyone who's been to church and sang in a group or a kirtan circle knows there's something going on there, and people, you can get high on the spirit, and you're generating your own positive uh, neurotransmitters and endocannabinoids, and you're basically getting high on your own supply. So I really want to encourage you to hum to yourself, to sing, to chant, and even gargling has a positive positive mood enhancing effect. So let's try that out. And we're going to sing to a song that is tuned to the planetary frequency of Mercury. And I'm going to explain what that means in a moment. But for now, let's just take a moment, take a minute, and just hear this music and you can even set an intention to relax. Let your body know you can generate all those positive, feel good emotions and just regulate your own system just by humming. Let me know how that feels for you. Chat, does that feel good? Does it feel uncomfortable? There's a lot of generational trauma. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of stuff that can come up with our voice, but maybe it feels good for you. Maybe it doesn't. But if it doesn't, it's actually a great opportunity to sing through it and to bring, any dissonance that you might feel, bring that into the sound and sing it out, because the alchemy of sound is a very real tool. Yeah, grief. Luis says grief but feels good. Absolutely. So, something I want to talk about. Let's see here. I can come out of the screen share for a moment. And so I was really fascinated back in 2012 when I first landed at this community called One Door Land. That was just they were kind of like a patron for me as an artist, and really encouraged my exploration of my music and sound, and just exploring frequencies. And there were these tuning forks that were tuned to the planetary frequencies. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? And what does that even mean? Like, how do you get that? And so I went deep into the science of it. And I don't want to get too nerdy about this, but it's one of the things I find really fascinating. So I want to share something with you here in this slide. So Mercury has an orbital period that equates to about a quarter of an Earth year. So, or wait, it's maybe 4 times the Earth year. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but basically it's very slow, and it's obviously not an audible frequency because it takes 707 million seconds to get around the sun. And so if you speed up this orbit, because if any orbit, any circle can be a sound, can be a frequency. And so if you speed up the orbit of Mercury to an audible tone, it becomes audible at about 141 hertz. So I'm going to share with you this. What you are listening to is a song that's tuned to, it's in harmony with the orbit of Mercury. So if I start it over here, you'll see this tone here come in. That's the 141 hertz. And down here you have 20 hertz. You can barely even hear this stuff. You can only feel it. It's deep bass. And then up here at this end of the spectrum, at the top end, that's like very, very high frequency, like the top part of like a breath, or like a very, very sharp, piercing, ringing sound. And then above that, dogs can hear, but we can't. So this is, and then you have everything in between and all these other frequencies. So if I just isolate this one tone, this mercurial orbit tone, that's the 141 point something hertz. So you're basically just hearing that one tone. And then if you cut that in half, what do you get? 141 divided by 2, 70.5 hertz. Where's that? That's right about there. That's that peak there. And so you can do this, and you cut it in half, and you go down an octave. Cut it in half again, go down an octave. And if you were to go in reverse and cut it down all the way back to that base tone of the orbit of Mercury, you would have that long 87,000 day orbit. Okay, so it's much longer. It's interesting how Mercury is like closer to the sun, but it's a longer orbit. I guess it's just moving very slowly. If anyone has any more information on that, please share it. Barb's asking, can you address how this frequency may affect us now with Mercury in retrograde? Well, I could surmise. I can share my musings on that. And in my contemplation, what I've wondered about is how, all the planets are orbiting at the same time. They're all impacting us all the time. And I think when a planet moves retrograde, there's almost this, it's almost like the wave when it crashes. If you can imagine that feeling of standing in the ocean and you feel the push of the wave, which you can ride on, a surfboard or your bodyboard. But then if your feet are in the water, you can feel that undertow. And my felt sense of a retrograde motion is kind of like the undertow of the planetary movement, where it's pulling back all this energy and dredging up anything in the body and in our consciousness that needs sort of it's like stirring the mud in the cup and bringing that stuff to the surface. So that's just, one way to maybe think about it. Okay, Mercury circles the sun in 88 days. Oh, that's a decimal, not a right. Okay, thank you for that clarification. That makes sense. It's a shorter orbit. So it's about a quarter of a year. Yeah, and the point of that is to say that when you speed up that time it takes to go around the sun, you speed that up 30 octaves. So you double that frequency, because it's here in the frequency, it's 0.0000001316 hertz. Not an audible frequency at all, but I think that it does have impact in our bodies. There's these magnetic, electromagnetic and energetic beings that are circling in these incredibly dynamic and interesting ways. And that's sort of the wisdom of astrology, is the study of those cycles. So astrology and the music of the spheres is one type of music. It's one window in on the vibrational dynamics and the music of life and reality. And so I'm going to remember to come off of screen sharing to say hi to you all and be together again. So I'm going to read to you this beautiful quote from a really fascinating book. If you're interested in the four classical liberal arts, as Pythagoras sort of taught them: number, geometry, music, and cosmology. There's a beautiful quote in this book. It says, "What is music? Music..." Oh, I'm gonna share some music while I read this to you. Can you hear that? Why isn't that playing? Okay. So what is music? Music is a mother's lullaby. It gives sound to our feelings when we have no voice, words when we are silent. In it, we praise, love, hope, and remember. In the breath of the soul, the contours of the path of a hummingbird in flight, and the wind that carries it, music shapes and shivers into endless colors, nuanced and diverse and eternally creative. It is spirit taking form. Music is carried by the vibrations of molecules in air, like waves upon an ocean. It perhaps uniquely captures and conveys the interior landscape of one human mind to another, holding our tears and sweat, pain and pleasure, packaged as paeans, preludes, etudes, and nocturnes. It is the texturization of the deliquescence of time, the ebb and flow of mood and meaning. It ruminates and vacillates, contemplates and stimulates. In music, we organize and fantasize, arranging the elements of music, melody, rhythm, and harmony, into meaningful shapes and patterns. Its rhythms move our hands, feet, and bodies to the pulses of the universe. Its harmonies breathe with the exploratory intricacies and curiosities of relationship and proportion, consonance, dissonance, assonance, and resonance. Its melodies flitter into flights of fancy, weaving woe and wonder. When music is married to language, then what is spoken becomes song, elevating the intentions and entreating us to listen more deeply, making the profane sacred. Music soothes the soul and the savage beast. Orpheus mystifies creatures and trees, changing the course of rivers, outplaying the siren's song with his lyre. Radha and Krishna play the flute and dance jubilantly. I love how he mentions at the end there, Radha and Krishna. One of the interesting things I found in my exploration of the voice and how we generate these endocannabinoids is that whoever named these cannabinoids, he named the first one ever discovered was called anandamide. And he did that intentionally. He named it after Ananda because he considered it the bliss molecule. And I just thought that was so cool. And the mysteries around the voice and bliss and connection with spirit and bringing the soul into form just keep going. They just go deeper and deeper. And even in the 12th gene key, Richard talks about, I'll just read this quote. Everything in the universe has at its core the same original purity. We are all shards of a divine crystal. And as our forms go through their processes of polishing, so consciousness begins to remember itself through us. Even the most evil of beings has at its core a shining, pure heart, which means that in truth there is no evil. And if you look at this word evil, you might know this, but if you just flip it around, it's live backwards. So evil is just life upside down, inverted. There are only progressive levels of density. This is the great secret you come to embody here in the Ring of Secrets. In the ancient alchemical systems, the throat center was seen as the greatest of all initiations. In the Indian chakra system, the throat chakra, known as the Vishuddha, is the clearinghouse for the higher consciousness. All the lower chakras, including the heart, are synthesized and purified in the throat. In this respect, it represents the boundary of the known and the unknown. Likewise, in the Jewish Kabbalah, the throat is symbolized by an invisible sphere known as Da'at, the abyss. The abyss must be crossed in order for higher consciousness to dawn, and the crossing of death is a symbolic letting go of all your hard-earned knowledge. It is the ultimate purification in which you meet your own death and are reborn into a higher sphere. Pretty cool stuff. So I'm going to share another song with you all. And it sort of speaks to this journey of becoming more whole, of each of us being individuals becoming one with the all, remembering our oneness with the all. So it's a song called One Becoming One. Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. Everything changes, the broken rejoins. Born from the sacred, whole and complete. Nothing will be wasted in this one heartbeat. Deep in the dark, I remember, I feel it open my heart, and I surrender. The truth is burning like a morning star, bursting into all that we are. Oh, we've come so far to find one becoming one. Sharing the love, abundant like the sun. Into form spirit comes, breathing life into everyone. So bang on the drums of freedom, and love will carry us. Yes, love will carry us. Oh, oh, deep in the dark, I remember, I feel it open my heart, and I surrender. The truth is burning like a morning star, bursting into all that we are. Oh, we've come so far to find one becoming one. One becoming one. Yeah. Oh, you can't see it, no, you can't hear it. Oh, you can't touch it when you know, you know. You can't hold it, no, cannot control it. Oh, but when you feel it, yeah, you know, you know. Something inside is coming alive, and when you know, you know, you know. Deep in the dark, I remember, I feel it open my heart, and I surrender. The truth is burning like a morning star, bursting into all that we are. Oh, we've come so far to find one becoming one. And we're becoming one through these initiations where we experience all this discomfort, all this this sense that something's wrong, this sense that maybe I'm broken, or something's wrong with the world. And then we feel it in our body, and we have this choice. I talk about this in Kabbalah. It's all about vessel and light. And the vessel being able to contain and hold more light. So we move through these initiations that are very uncomfortable. But if we can remember, I am always whole and complete, and like bring that certainty no matter what's happening. I am always whole and complete. Life is always perfect, always whole and complete. I say this to myself as much as I'm sharing it with you, because remembering our wholeness, it can be one of the most tricky things to remember, and the deepest, one of the deepest things. And so when my prayer for you, if you can take anything away, is when you experience that dissonance, that that yucky, something's wrong, that trigger of the emotional nervous system into fight or flight. Something in our brain is saying you could die. At the core of all trigger is like there's this sense in the amygdala that this threat, something is threatening my existence, my life. And to use these tools of breath, heart breath, and maybe humming, bring your song, bring your affirmation of, I am always whole and complete. I am one becoming one. You can maybe throw on a song. You could get into your dance, but do something to break the pattern that is saying, I need to fight, I need to flight, whatever that is for you, and just bring that into that moment more and more, so that you can, because if we numb out and we go to our pattern, we go eat something or take something or watch something to numb out from the discomfort, we're sort of bypassing that opportunity, which we all do it. I do it still. And we're letting a very precious opportunity where we could reclaim some of our gold. We could allow our vessel to expand into more light. And if we can hold it and remember we're always whole, then we will experience more of the joy, the beauty, the things that we really want. And I just wish that for you and pray for that in my own life and in all our lives. And just want to pause there and check in with T. Like, where are we at for time? I think you're muted.
Yeah, we have time still, Theo. And I was wondering, like,
Hmm.
one thing I noticed when you played Mercury's Hum and we had a chance to hum with it, it really started to like bring up some different things for people.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody felt a little bit of grief, but it felt good. Like, so maybe we
Mm-hmm.
could listen to that hum again,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could play a song that we could like really feel ourselves like in our bodies radiating out, like something that would kind of like allow us to take what you've been giving us and pulse it into
Mm-hmm.
the field in some way. We have time for that. It would be beautiful.
Sure. Awesome. That sounds great. Let me just bring up this.
What do you guys think? Does that sound good? Do some little humming so we can tune up our own instruments, and then have Theo bring us one of his songs that just makes our heart want to just soar. That's what I'm up for.
I was excited to share the one song at some point.
Yes, let's do that for
Okay.
sure. Okay.
All right. So can you see this slide here?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's get that beauty and truth that is always playing.
Mm.
Yeah. Really voice being this bridge between your soul and the world of form. And you can invoke what you want to bring into the world of form. It doesn't even need to be words. It can be an intention that you embed into your voice. So maybe you want more beauty and truth. Maybe you want to call in more light. Maybe you want to call in more abundance. Just let that be in your hum. And if you want to give it words, feel free. Just want to make that invitation. It's just inviting you into the feeling of having as opposed to wanting. And let yourself receive the feeling of having more abundance, of having more of the thing you yearn for, you desire for, you long for. Bring that into your voice. Sing the joy, the gratitude you would feel in having this experience that you long for. knowing that you may be led through a trial. You may be led through a trial to expand your vessel so that you can have that thing in the world of form. Sometimes we need to clear out the dissonance, the blocks, the limiting beliefs. Let me know if that's better, if my voice is coming through over the music. Someone was saying it was getting distorted. Yeah. So just keep that humming going throughout your day. Let yourself really just sing in the shower. Just hum and generate your own positive mood enhancing neurochemicals. You have a whole pharmacy inside you. I also saw an interesting video that like our muscles are generate positive feel-good emotions when they are flexed and tensed. So it's like depression killer. Exercise is just depression. I wonder. I've been depressed and exercise didn't work, but it's not always a physical solution to every single problem we face, but often, we can definitely set ourselves up for success and to feel more positive and blissful states by these practices. And I just wanted to really give you the scientific foundations of that singing really does work and generate these more positive states. And I know a lot of us have blocks to singing or resistance to singing, and I just want that to be more available and to have that motivation to sing more, to hum more. So, speaking of singing, let's sing a song. If you know it, please sing along. One of the things I'm excited about, if you click on this link here that Teresa just shared, this song is 13 years old, and I've released it at least 2 or 3 times. I've recorded it and produced it many, many times, but this is the version that's gonna stay. It's gonna live on Spotify, and it's gonna travel far and wide. And it's called The One Song, and it's everything I've been sharing today and more in the form of a song. And yeah, take it in. Please dance if you want, or sing along to it. There's a lyric in here that says dance as much as you can. And that's also a great way to generate your own positive emotions, to set yourself free. So here we go. We are the seeds of the earth in the midst of a rebirth. We are the young and the old, and the story's not yet told. We've come from afar, beyond the stars, and we've come to celebrate everything we are. And so we pray for the end of slavery. We pray for the end of suffering. We pray to the end of all the fighting. Finally, 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 I declare everyone, everywhere, be set free from the fear and the pain and the shame we release. No longer prisoners in our very own minds. No longer struggling and fighting to survive. We revive to find the keys within our reach, and now we thrive. sharing everything we need. We are free from the poverty. We don't believe in scarcity. There's more than enough for you and me, just like the air we breathe in and breathe out those stale emotions that just need some good old-fashioned composting. Yeah, break it back down into earth. 'Cause everybody here knows how to have a rebirth. You throw a seed in the mother fertile dirt and watch the life give life, give life, give life, give life, giving life. 'Cause there is only one event here, and it's clear once you can hear the one song. Some call it the universe. We're all singing the one song. We're all singing the you and I verse. Some call it God. All it is, was or will ever be, whatever it is. I know that it's within you and me, so we're gonna party straight into infinity, so you can shout hip hop, hooray, yee-haw, and wee all at the same time. We shine in the divine mind, which makes all of your struggle and sorrow connected to mine. So bust open those judgments with patience. Pour some love and understanding into the painful places, 'cause we're healing it. Yeah, we're gonna decompose our we're gonna rearrange and reintegrate every single way we live by synergizing new art, making sparks in the dark with the fire in our heart bursting into who we are. Do you ever feel like you're about to collapse and explode? Well, that's the perfect curve of the divine ratio. So fold into the twinings and spiralings of a golden old yet fresh new moment, ready to love and behold you like a newborn baby in his grandpa's arms, in the light just arriving from a distant star. It's everywhere we are once we look, even in a simple complex melody and hook called the one song. Some call it the universe. We're all singing the one song. We're all singing the you and I verse. Well, here's the last verse, but it really just keeps on going. And the one thing that never ever stops flowing is awareness. Are you aware of it? It's never left, never will, always full and always still, and it's amazing. Eternally unchanging, holding every single thing we can possibly imagine in our experience, sinking just under the surface as we open these moments up and dance as much as you can. Trust in the design, it's perfect like you and I. Dance as much as you can. Trust in the divine, it's perfect like you and I. All we're saying is we can say yes. All we're saying is we can say yes to the one song. Say yes to the universe. Say yes to the one song. Say yes to the you and I verse. Yeah, it's the one song. Sing along, some call it the universe. We're all singing the one song. We're all singing the you and I verse. It goes on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on and on and oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh.
Oh my God, we got to go to gallery view. Everybody send your love to Theo for the one song.
Mm.
Seriously, like all of our
Oh,
look at all the beautiful faces that have
yeah.
faced with us today, Theo. Yeah, look
Mm.
at Jai. Look, everybody's so happy. Barb's got a big smile on her face. Michelle, I was looking at everybody's faces, just loving
Oh,
it and turning on their cameras as you started to sing, right? Not wanting to
yeah.
do anything. Aw.
Yeah, that song says it all. That's like my presentation in a nutshell.
The song that you played with the humming, that's from one of your acoustic albums, right? That we were humming to. Is that
So that's Beauty and Truth.
Beauty and
Um,
Truth?
that's on Spotify. I made that song over a decade ago, and it's approaching 1 million plays. I haven't had a song yet on my Spotify hit 1 million plays, and it's at like 990,000. So if you go
We're gonna
and you
do it. We're
and
gonna
you
do it.
listen to that song, you could be the one to tip it over into 1 million, which is whatever. It's just a ridiculous number, followers and listens. It's all arbitrary, but it's also a fun and meaningful milestone for me as an artist. And so, yeah, and I hope you go and listen to it, and I hope you hum to it, and I hope you sing the one song, which is not on Entheo's page. And I'm releasing it as Theo Grace, and I'm doing all my acoustic songs that I'll release one a month throughout 2025, and One Becoming One, it will be one of those, and there will be many more. And so I hope you tune in and follow me as Theo Grace on Spotify so you get those updates. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll be sharing videos and little snippets of these songs on there. And
Why don't we just
yeah,
have Kaylin bring up your link tree? I was going to say
oh,
something
yeah.
else, but let's do that since you're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're putting a link in the chat. We'll do our announcements and then we're gonna come back to have a little chat and then we'll have them play another song, right? We have to have another song before we go today.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
So this is the link tree that he has. The one song is right there. That's what you just heard him play
Mm-hmm.
for the one song. Um, support my art. So I'm a patron of Theo Grace, and if you want to be a patron of him, you get all kinds of wonderful music and little sneak things all the time. And it's really important that we support our artists because I think music is going to help us wake up faster. I think it's going to help us have a more graceful transition in all of the challenges that we're facing. And Theo, the song, I'm going to put a link to, what was it? Heart.
Beauty and Truth.
Beauty and Truth, also in the replay email for you guys, because that was very powerful. I'm sure the
Mm-hmm.
rest of you, as we were humming to that,
Mm-hmm.
one, somebody asked why Mercury, right? And
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can talk about that afterwards. But I
Yeah.
actually could feel as I hummed, all of a sudden the earth frequency and then the like I was in a bigger field of humming because you brought that in today. So
Yeah.
what a great practice for us this month is to just keep humming.
Keep humming.
Keep humming to that. Yeah.
Keep singing.
Cheryl, I think you wanted to say something, so I'm going to see if I can let you unmute. Yep. Were you trying to say something, Cheryl? Can you unmute now? No. Let's see.
I think muting was disabled for me at first.
Yeah, can I do that? Kaylin, can you help me?
Who is it? Cheryl?
Yeah, but
Oh,
there she
Did
goes.
it work?
there we go.
Yeah, there
Did
we go.
it work?
Yeah.
Yep. You're there. You're here.
I just wanted to share how wonderful this has been
Mm.
and to express my gratitude to you, Theo. I feel as if I've been transported
Mm.
some other place
Mm.
in the love field, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again.
Mm.
Yay.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Cheryl. All right, we'll have time for some more. Let's do a couple more quick announcements. If you're not in the connection field yet, come in the connection field. It's a community of people who are learning to cultivate coherence in the heart of their lives every single day. It's free to join if you want to join. And you can also join in our Imaginal Souls Chrysalis. We won't play that today because we don't have time for it. But if you come here and join this community, then not only do you get to join us once a month, but we have stuff happening every day where we can come together and share our love and be together. So I hope that you'll join us. Heart Math is having their virtual retreat, or that's an in-person retreat, but now only virtual tickets are left. And it's going to be amazing. They have Joe Dispenza and Roland McCready and a bunch of other people. It is a chance for us to come together for 3 days and pulse the planet with love. And Claire, who is my contact with Heart Math Institute, said they've also made it so that you can make payments for the virtual to make it easy for people to say yes to it. So I hope that you'll take a look at it and join. I'm going to put these links in the chat. And then one last thing, we have a equinox planetary temple grid activation. We have a slide for that. And I also have Dr. Lydia here with us. Let me open her line. Dr. Lydia, are you still here?
I'm here.
Hello, love. So Dr. Lydia contacted me because it's time for us to do the planetary grid activations again this year to really support the frequency and vibration of the planet to keep moving through her transition in a graceful way. So we're going to do one on equinox on the 21st. And Dr. Lydia, if you just want to say a few things about it.
Yeah, thank you, Teresa. I have known you so many years, and I so appreciate all your work and your dedication to the light, to all the information that comes bridging science and spirituality. I'm also in the same path, as you know. And so I've been doing many years, a lot of scientific research on the ancient temple technology. I created an online course, I did a book. And what I saw is that these temples are very, very advanced technology. I was literally mind blown. And the more I'm looking into it, the more mind blown I get. It's like digging one layer and finding another one. So what I have received all these years, bridging also and blending my own spiritual path and my own, let's say, energetical connection with the temples, as well as all the scientific research, is that there was a temple grid in the past where all the temples were, of course, they were active and they were activated, but also they were connected in between them. And that helped to keep the frequency of the planet in a far higher level. And so it has been my mission since some years now to help reactivate that temple grid. And there are several ways to do it. I like to inspire people to revisit temples, not as a pile of stones, but more as an advanced technology, what I call a spiritual technology. At those times, I believe science and spirituality were exactly one thing. They were blended and merged completely. And so one way is to visit them. That's why we also do temple retreats, but sometimes for people it's not so easy to travel for whatever reason. And so we do those activation 4 times a year. We've been doing it now for a couple of years. And we do them in the equinoxes and the solstices because these are the energetic portals. And there are very powerful things happening in the solstices and the equinoxes, as well as in sunrise and sunset, which are equivalents as well. They are fractal, this is fractal time. You find the same events across different scales. And so we are doing this again, now collaborating with you, with Global Coherence Pulse and Unify as well, to gather as much people as we can. And we're gonna weave all together in the virtual space a temple grid of 12 temples. And every time we pick temples that have to do with a specific energy. So this time, for example, is the spring equinox. We will talk all about the current element through the 5-element theory, what practices to do, how to connect and take advantage of this amazing portal, and also to weave together and activate this
Sorry.
Yeah, and to activate again these 12 temples. And what we do is we bring the vision and the feeling of global peace for everyone through the temple grid. So these grid activations, the way I see them, they are a gift for yourself, to help elevate your frequency. Ancient temples will also, one of their main functions that I discovered was to increase our state of consciousness and allow us to have altered states. But it's also a gift for the temples themselves. So we bring back sacredness and we reactivate them. And it's also a gift for our planet. So
Thank you,
I would
Dr.
like to enjoy, I would like to invite you and enjoy this deep activation. It's going to be 21st of March at 12 p.m. CST.
Thank you, Dr. Lydia. And we're going to host that in the connection field. So we'll have all 4 of those temple activations available for everybody. Let's go back to gallery view. We'll remove the spotlight there. Back to gallery view. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on the Pulse. And I hope that you're going to keep humming. I know I am. It felt so powerful. Like you, Cheryl, I feel like we just went to another spectrum. And the ripples were going out. And Theo, if you can take us out with a little song, I'm going to leave it in gallery view. So, and Mitty, so nice to see you, my love. Wow, so beautiful.
Yeah, so
Scenic
good to see
and
you, Mitty.
Jenny. Oh my gosh, so good. I love this community so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this song is the one coming out next month. So you can stay tuned for this one. And it's called Sky Full of Stars. What if black and white was really a rainbow of color and light deep in the meadow of eternal life? Look a little closer and find what if all this time, all these lies were just refracted light of blinking eyes in the magic of life? You and I in a dream. And we'll see it behind an open door, and we'll believe in all that we are and so much more. Finally, we'll look past the surface and underneath a sky full of stars shining into hearts. Could you believe a sky full of colors radiating from opening hearts? What if this could be the best thing ever since history? Well, back in the day we used to play so free. Now we got a brand new game. And we see it behind an open door, and we believe in all that we are and so much more. Finally, we look past the surface and underneath a sky full of stars shining in hearts. Could you believe a sky full of colors radiating from opening hearts? Yeah. So let's do some breaths into our heart and feel that radiating, colorful rainbow love just blasting out to the whole planet, encircling the whole planet with this love, this coherence, this divine perfection that we are realizing through the breath, through our own transformation, and through our own remembrance, through our collective remembrance. Okay, on the count of 3, let's blast out that rainbow. 1, 2, 3. Could you believe a sky full of stars shining into hearts? Could you believe a sky full of colors radiating from opening hearts? You believe a sky full of stars shining into hearts. Yes, we believe a sky full of colors radiating from opening hearts. Yeah.
Those were
Yeah.
great bubbles, Jenna. Okay, I'm going to allow you to unmute yourselves. Let's unmute and
Thank you,
say our
everyone. It's been such a
cheers.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you
Theo,
so
you're
much.
amazing. Oh my
Love,
God.
Thank you.
love.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you, Theo.
Love you.
That was
All your help
beautiful.
today.
I very much appreciate it.
Grazie,
Thank you,
merci.
Theo.
Que
Thank
schön.
you. Love, love, love. Thank you. Love, yeah.
Gracias. Blessings, blessings.
Surely, surely, surely. We would like to hear you again. Surely.
Oh,
Thank you, Theo.
oh.
you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Beautiful.
I just said that.
We, we officially close the pulse, but we can hang out a little bit if you want to say anything. So beautiful.
Thank you all. Namaste.
Bye bye.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thanks, Rodney. Lovely to have you.
Much love to everybody.
Bye,
Bye,
Teresa.
Thanks, Teresa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And bless you all. Thank you.
Angela, it's so nice to have you.
Good luck.
Rise.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you.
It's lovely seeing your faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's
So
so
lovely.
fun.
Yeah, shining.
Yes. Thanks, Les. Good to see you too. Thanks, Omashar, for coming on. Always nice to have you. And Genoa, lovely to see you too.
Theo, you made my day, brother. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Shara. That means a lot. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
Denise, am I going to see you at the Heart Math Retreat again?
So I'm leaving.